welcome all of you with my love and blessings. All the cities sitting in two-way video conferencing, don't be surprised that I am not reading the spiritual name I have given you, because the Sadhna TV and Lotus TV viewers may not understand what it is. And every day I will not be able to explain that each city has been given a spiritual name. So I am reading out your names, just location names. Alright? Today Mahadeva is gracing us in the Leela of Bananukku Angam Vettiya Leelai. Means, for the sake of Banan coming down and cutting the hand and head of an enemy. See, Banan was an old man living in Pandya kingdom, and he was teaching martial arts to whoever comes to him. Once one of his students got jealous of his own teacher, Banan, because he was teaching whoever comes. That's the problem. When you teach whoever comes without screening, people will put you in problem. So, the student got jealous of his own teacher, Banan. Once, when Banan went out of station for Tirtha Yatra, this student who is jealous comes to the house and tries to rape the teacher's wife, Banan's wife. Of course, she also knows a little bit of martial arts, so she somehow manages and escapes from him, locks herself inside the house in a room, prays to Sundareshwara. Sundareshwara, the great 911 of Pandya kingdom, immediately comes down in the form of Banan and cuts the head and hand of the enemy. That student who tries to rape teacher's wife, and in Vedic tradition it is considered as one of the Panchama Badakas, the 5 worst crimes: killing a Brahmana, stealing gold, trying to have a relationship with Guru's daughter or Guru's wife. Sometimes if the Guru is a sannyasi, his disciples are considered as daughters. So, these are all the Panchama Padakas, worst 5 crimes. And the 5th crime is having acquaintance with anybody who does all these 4. Understand? Murdering a Brahmin, stealing gold, and consuming liquor, and misbehaving with Guru's wife or daughter. Or the 5th is friendship with a person who commits any one of the above. These are the Panchama Padakas as per the Vedic tradition. When time comes, I will try to expand on all these 5. Why these 5 is considered as the worst crimes? Because these 5 can happen only with the deep incompletions. Not otherwise. Not otherwise. So, Mahadeva comes and kills this student. Anyhow, after a few days, the Banan, original Banan who went for pilgrimage, comes back. When he listens to the whole story, he was shocked. What do you mean? I was in pilgrimage. I never came. After analyzing, inquiring, investigating, they all realized Mahadeva himself came down as a Banan and protected this old lady. Of course, when Banan is an old man, she must have been an old lady. Protecting the old lady and killing this Panchama Padaka. So, today Mahadeva is gracing us, all of us, in the Leela, the form of Bananukku Angam Vettiyadu, means cutting the hand and leg, cutting the hand and head for the sake of Banan. Mahadeva never left Madurai. It looks like he never left Madurai. He continuously keep on doing one Leela or another. And today I have one more beautiful thing to introduce to all of you. The Science of Living Enlightenment book is now available for sale. So, the book is ready. It is now printed and available in this form for sale in our Galleria. All the television viewers, if you want your copy, please call this number and book it as early as possible. Book your copies now by calling the number on the screen. Today आज मैं द साइंस ऑफ लिविंग एनलाइटनमेंट इस पुस्तक को आप सबके सामने प्रस्तुत कर रहा हूँ. इस पुस्तक को पढ़ने के लिए आप क्या हमें कॉल कीजिए एंड कॉल करने का नंबर आपका टीवी स्क्रीन पे है. And blessings to the Toronto Kailasam Temple. Today is their 2nd anniversary. Successfully the temple is running for 2 years now. Blessings to the whole Toronto Kailasam Temple. And Toronto Kailasam, I accept all the 54 Nivedyam. You are all offering blessings to Toronto. I accepted all the 54 Nivedyams, blessings. Blessings to all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis of Toronto. Blessings to every one of you for keeping the temple alive in between the so many hardships. Each one of you were like pillars standing up and keeping the temple alive. Thank you. I'll start Nitya Satsang. Today's subject, completion and creation. Please understand, there are only 2 kinds of human beings in the planet Earth. One who is used by the incompletions, another one who is used by space of completion. If you are used by space of completion, please listen. If you are used by the space of completion, you will go on be creating, inventing. You will be going on creating and alive. If the incompletions are using you, if your decisions are made out of incompletions, please listen. If your decisions are made out of incompletions, it will tire you, continuously exhaust you. You will be waiting for death. You won't be living the life, you will just be waiting for death. If the incompletions are driving you, everything in the life, even the so-called pleasures, will be boring. If the completions are moving you, everything in the life, even waging a war or anything which is so-called hard in the society, will be inspiring you. So understand, if the completion is driving you, you will find solutions for your problems very easily, simply. I have a story for you guys. NASA scientists, after going to moon, after the moon mission, they realized the ballpoint pen does not work in zero gravity. So, to combat the problem, NASA scientists spent a decade and 12 billion to develop a pen that writes in zero gravity, upside down, underwater, on almost any surface, including glass, and at temperatures ranging from below freezing to 300 degrees Celsius. The Russians used pencil. I know why NASA is filled with Indians. You should know. The majority in NASA are Indians, not Americans. Because each ethnic community, from each country there is a bit, Indians are more than 37%. Means more percentage than Americans. But of course, the American, there is a different definition. We call it Indian Americans, who went and settled from India and became Americans. Why the Indians are filled? Because Indians, once you wound their ego, they will go crazy. No, really. I tell you why the Indians are the most richest ethnic community in US, because they are beaten by the poverty here. See, the people who went from here and there and settled, they all went a generation before. They all have been beaten by the poverty here and ran away there. So that incompletion of poverty drove them. They became so rich, and death rate also 600% more heart attack than a normal American. Please understand. The Indian Americans suffer 600%. People who went from India and settled in America suffer 600% more heart attacks, heart-related problems than normal American. 36% of NASA scientists are Indians. 38% of doctors in the US are Indians. 34% of employees at Microsoft are Indians. 28% at IBM are Indians. 17% at Intel are Indians. 13% at Xerox are Indians. And not a single Indian beggar I found in whole US. That's the most surprising thing. It is such a loving business and flourishing business in India, not a single one. I know the reason for their success and I know the reason for their deaths. I know the reason for their economical success. I know the reason for their heart failures. Because they are driven out of incompletions. Please understand, when you are driven out of incompletion, you may have one dimension success in the life, but you will fail in the life itself. One dimension success in the life is not success. Listen, one dimension success in the life is not the success. Your logic gets sealed in inadequate cognition when incompletions drive you. Please listen. Listen. Your logic gets stuck in the inadequate cognition when you run with incompletions. I'll give you one example. When you do completion with your past, if you remember the incidents happened at the age of 3, and you feel there is no incompletion about it. It happened, but you feel you are beyond it. Then your cognition has grown after 3. If you remember the incidents at the age of 7, and again you feel there is no load, weight about it, then your cognition has grown beyond 7. If you remember the incidents at the age of 10 and you feel heavy and you feel the logic with which you suffered still matters for you, please listen. At the age of 10, the logic of name and fame, the others' opinion about you, the cognition of others' opinion about you was responsible for your incompletion, and still if you feel that others' opinion, cognition matters for you, you have not grown after 10. Please listen. At the age of 10, the inadequate cognition which created incompletions in you And even now, if that same point, the other's opinion, creates incompletion in you, and you are not able to get out of that logic, you have not grown after the age of 10. How many of you are able to cognize what I am saying? Now you know what is your conscious age, age of your cognition. I have a story. A mother is pregnant and her child comes and sees the mother's tummy and asks, "Mom, why is your stomach so big?" She replied, "I am having a baby." With big eyes, he asked, "Is the baby in your stomach?" She said, "Yes, surely he is." Then the little boy with a puzzled look asked, "Is it a good baby?" She said, "Oh yes, it's a real good baby." With an even more surprised and shocked look, the child asked, "Then why did you eat him away?" Please understand, when we listen to this joke, we laugh, but we forget to notice in our life also, many times we are stuck with these inadequate cognitions. The incompletions we carry makes us stuck with inadequate cognition. It does not let us look, let us see the reality. With inadequate cognition, please understand, you hope for the freedom, peace, without working for it. Just hoping without working is not going to solve the problem. Just hoping without taking responsibility is not going to solve the problem. Husband was reading a marriage certificate for a long time. Wife asked, "Why are you looking at that certificate for last 3 hours?" The guy said, "I am looking for an expiration date." No. Looking for expiration date is not going to help you, and you are not going to find it. Let incompletion not be the driving force of your life. Let incompletion not be the decision maker in your life. I tell you, at least one night, sit and go on completing with yourself. I'll give you clear step-by-step procedure. Sit alone. Let nobody be there that day around you. Sit with mirror or just with yourself. Decide with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, that you declare completion And after you declare completion, relive, relive, relive every incident which makes you feel powerless the moment you remember it. And I tell you, if you do completion like this, after 3-4 days, you will be continuously doing completion whole night, even in the dream, even in the deep sleep state. How many of you experienced this practice? Raise your hand, let me see. So all of you guys have reached a very big level of completion. Actually, after this only your real completion starts. So even in the dream state and deep sleep state, you should be completing. Understand, with incompletions in you, nothing in life will work. Your career won't work, job won't work, meditation won't work, yoga will not work, your workout will not work. Nothing will work. When you bring completion in your life, everything will work. If you complete with completion 1 full year, even the idea of sleep will disappear from your life. You will just know the signs of falling into samadhi and coming back. You will fall into samadhi and come back. Life is not average. Life is specific. See, it is like reading the statistics. In the road accident, 92% of the people are saved. Only 8% of the people die. For you it is 8%, but for the fellow who is dead, it's 100%. He cannot be happy about the statistics. 8% people are only dead, 92 are alive. Can he be happy? The guy who is dead, the 8%, they are dead. Most of the time, we go on creating average as the reality of life. I tell you, average idea itself, averaging itself is from incompletion. No, the idea of averaging is from inadequate cognition. Understand, generalizing and averaging is not life. Generalizing and averaging is from inadequate cognition. I tell you, let any number of unconscious human beings be on the planet Earth. Just with a handful of my Gurukul kids and sannyasis, I will transform their consciousness. Because life does not work in averaging. If 100 unconscious people are there, 100 conscious sannyasis are not required. Let there be billion unconscious minds. One awakened being is enough to change the way they think. Averaging is not life. I have one more story. The Canada healthcare professionals believed presence of female hormones in beer, so they decided to test on 100 men, fed 6 pints of beer every day to all the 100 men. Men should, after the research, the results of the recent analysis that revealed the theory of that drinking beer makes men turn into women, the results are like 100% of the men gained weight, talked excessively without making sense, became overly emotional, could not drive, failed to think rationally, argued over nothing, and refused to apologize when wrong. No further testing is planned. Averaging out is not life. And I have to add one more thing. When the jokes are said about women, no women will clap or laugh. When you make fun of men, men have no problem. When the jokes are made at women, that time only they will act as if they have not understood. They have not caught the punchline. Understand the essence. Averaging is not adequate cognition. Averaging is inadequate cognition. Either you allow incompletion to drive you, or you allow completion to create the space of creation in you. I tell you, completion is the most easiest process for the ultimate Advaitic experience, non-dualistic experience. Understand? As the Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Pita, having the parampara of the Advaita Sampradaya and having established in the experience of Advaita, I tell you from my experience, completion is the best process than unclutching. Completion is the ultimate process to experience the Advaitic state in day-to-day life. Just spend few nights in completion, sitting all alone with yourself, reliving, reliving, reliving. When you fall asleep, usually when you complete and fall asleep, in between night you will wake up at least 4 or 5 times. How many of you have experienced this? Again sit and complete when you wake up. And when you fall asleep, okay. Again when you wake up, sit and complete. Let whole night be the completion process. I tell you, in 6 months you will conquer sleep. And you will conquer tiredness. I am not talking anything superstitious. I am not talking something difficult to prove. I am straight away talking our traditional knowledge, the knowledge of Yoga Vedanta science. पूर्णत्व स्थिति सबसे सर्वोच्च स्थिति है जिससे आप अपने दैनिक जीवन में अद्वैत के स्थिति का अनुभव कर सकते हैं। पूर्णत्व स्थिति सबसे सर्वोच्च स्थिति है जिससे आप अपने दैनिक जीवन में अद्वैत के स्थिति का अनुभव कर सकते हैं। This is the best thing. Completion is the quickest, shortest, smartest process towards enlightenment. I have a story for you guys. 3 boys were bragging about their fathers. First one says, my father is so fast. He can shoot an arrow and run so fast. He will get there before the arrow reaches. The second one said, that is nothing. My father can shoot a gun, start running and get there before the bullet. Third boy smiled and said, that is nothing. My father is government servant. He gets off work at 5, but he is in home before 4. I tell you, completion is the fastest, smartest and smartest process towards enlightenment. There's a beautiful story in Ramanuja's life. He goes to his guru and asks him to give one method to achieve the ultimate. In Vaishnavism, the ultimate is the space in Vaikuntha, means the space of Vishnu. Ramanuja was in such high level of completion. The Guru gives him the initiation into the great mantra, Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayanaya. And immediately, Ramanuja gets the glimpse of that space. Because he was in right context and the initiation was given, immediately gets that space. But the Guru says, don't go out and give this mantra to anyone and everyone. Otherwise, you will go to hell. They will go to Vaikuntha. But I tell you, whenever you experience, you will be possessed by the spirit of enriching. Whenever you experience, you will be possessed by the spirit of enriching. Here Ramanuja was possessed by the spirit of enriching. He runs to the temple tower, stands on the roof and calls everyone and says, "Come on, come on, come on. I have a secret technique to achieve Vaikuntha. If I teach you all this, I may go to hell, but you will all go to Vaikuntha. Please learn." Immediately, he initiates everyone into that great principles and the Mahamantra, Ashtakshari, Om Namo Narayanaya. And please understand, you cannot even stop yourself from creating when completion happens in you. Completion is so powerful that uses you and simply creates naturally through you. When you complete, creation becomes your natural self-expression, and you cannot stop even yourself from radiating creation. And I tell you, if I am asked to stand on the rooftop and shout, I will shout only this one word: completion, 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 completion. Like Ramanuja, how Ramanuja shouted, Om Namo Narayanaya, the mantra for the ultimate Vaikuntha. If I am asked from my experience, I will shout only this one word: completion, completion, completion. Learn the science of completion. Live the science of completion. Live completion. I know Ramanuja was heard by a few thousands. Now I am heard surely by few millions, because I am shouting in the media. But I tell you, completion, completion, completion. Learn the science of completion and complete with everything. With this, I'll move to the next segment of the morning satsang, Nirahara Samyama. अब हम नित्य सत्संग के अगले भाग निराहार संयमा में प्रवेश करेंगे। सीधी तरह से बैठ जाइए और चेतना स्थिति के साथ कल्पना कीजिए कि आप बिडदी वटवृक्ष बन गए हैं और आपने दोनों नासिकाओं और मुंह के द्वारा सांस अंदर लीजिए। जितनी देर सांस को आप अपने अंदर बांध कर रख सकते हैं, उतनी देर आपके अंदर सांस को बांध कर रखिए। आप जब सांस को और बांध कर नहीं रख पा रहे हैं, तब आप अपने मुंह बंद रख के सांस को अपनी दोनों नासिकाओं द्वारा धीरे से छोड़ दीजिए। आप में अपनी पूरे संपूर्ण श्रद्धा उत्तरदायित्व लाभान्वित करने के 4 तत्वों के साथ आशीर्वाद देता हूँ कि आप सबकी कुंडलिनी शक्ति जागृत हो जाए और आप सब अपनी जीव ऊर्जा को सीधे आकाश और वायु से उत्पन्न करे। अब क्रिया आरंभ कीजिए और इस क्रिया को लगातार 21 मिनट तक कीजिए। I request all the devotees, disciples, Nirahara Samyama participants to sit straight and close your eyes. Cognize you have become Bididi Kalpavriksha and inhale through both the nostrils and the mouth. Hold as long as you can. Slowly, comfortably, hold as long as you can. Exhale through both the nostrils as slowly as you can. Do this process for next 21 minutes with integrity, authenticity, responsibility and enriching. I bless you all. Let you all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility and enriching. With Kundalini awakening, let you all experience highest Kundalini awakening and create energy directly from the space and live health, bliss and enlightenment. Namah Shivaya. I bless you all, guys. Let you all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility and enriching with eternal bliss. Nithyananda. Thank you. Let you all achieve, experience, live, express, radiate, share and explode in eternal bliss. Nithyananda.
Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999. www.nithyananda.org. www.youtube.com/Life Bliss Foundation.